This story covers the chilling and still unsolved case of the Colonial Parkway Murders, a series of double homicides in Virginia that left authorities baffled and families broken. It started with one couple, two young lovers, found dead in a car near a quiet scenic highway. Then it happened again, and again, and again. 4 pairs of people gone, their bodies left near the Colonial Parkway. And decades later, no one knows who did it. The Colonial Parkway is a 23-mile stretch of road that winds through historic parts of Virginia. It connects Jamestown, Williamsburg and Yorktown, places filled with American history. It's quiet, peaceful and scenic, but between 1986 and 1989 it became something else entirely, a dumping ground. The first known victims were Cathy Thomas and Rebecca Dowski. On October 12, 1986, the two were found inside Cathy's Honda Civic, which had been pushed down an embankment near the York River. Their throats been slashed, rope burns marked their necks and wrists. Cathy's head was partially covered by a blanket soaked in diesel fuel, as if the killer tried but failed to burn the car. Cathy was a former Navy officer. Becky was a senior at William and Mary. They had been dating in secret, afraid of backlash. Police believe the killer may have known them or been targeting them because of their relationship. Almost a year later, another couple vanished. On Columbus Day weekend in 1987, David Knobling and Robin Edwards were found on the shore of James River. They had been shot execution style. David was 20, Robin was just 14. Their car had been abandoned nearby, doors unlocked, windshield wipers still running. It looked like they'd been lured out or surprised. Then in April 1988, another pair disappeared, Keith Call and Cassandra Haley. The two college students had gone to a party near Christopher Newport University. Keith's car was found abandoned near the York River. Inside was some of Cassandra's clothes, but no signs of either of them. Their bodies have never been found. By now, a pattern was emerging. Couples, remote areas, no forced entry, no obvious motive. Then came the fourth attack. In September 1989, Annamaria Phelps and David Lawyer were found in the woods near Interstate 64. Their skeletal remains were discovered wrapped in a blanket just off a rest stop. They had vanished on their way to Virginia Beach. Daniel's car was found parked nearby, facing the wrong direction. Again, no robbery, no witnesses, no suspects. 4 sets of victims, 8 lives taken, all near the Colonial Parkway. The FBI and local police formed a task force. They looked at possible connections, geography, timing, behaviour. The media began calling the case the work of a serial killer. Some thought it was a rogue law enforcement officer. Others believed it was 2 or more people working together. Years passed, leads dried up, and the case went cold. Families of the victims were left in limbo. No justice, no closure, just grief, and questions that never got answered. But they never gave up. In the 2000s, families began pushing for renewed attention. They wanted the FBI to reopen the files. They demanded DNA testing on old evidence. Some items, including clothing and rope, had been preserved. And finally, decades later, there was movement. In 2009, the FBI announced it was reviewing the case again using new technology. DNA from some of the scenes was retested. A suspect profile was created. White, male, likely in his 30s at the time, possibly military or law enforcement experience. Still no match. Then came the theory that perhaps these murders weren't all connected. Some experts believe there may have been multiple killers, that the cases were lumped together because of timing and geography. But others, including the families, insist the similarities are too strong to ignore. To this day, no one has been arrested, no one has been charged, and no one has come forward. The Colonial Parkway murders remain one of the most haunting unsolved cases in American history. A peaceful highway became a corridor of fear. Young couples full of hope had their lives cut short, and somewhere out there, someone still knows the truth. The victims were more than names in a file. Cathy, Becky, David, Robin, Keith, Cassandra, Daniel, and Annamaria had families. They had dreams. They had no reason to die, but they did. And for over 3 decades, the people who loved them have been waiting for answers. This case reminds us that evil doesn't always leave a trail, that killers don't always get caught, and that some stories never get their ending. But there's still hope. New DNA techniques, public pressure, and a new generation of investigators willing to dig deeper than before. Because someone did this, and they didn't just do it once. If you know something, even the smallest details, speak up. Even after all these years, it could make the difference. Because these families deserve the truth, and their children deserve justice.